Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into the fascinating world of ecosystem dynamics today, basically to help you absolutely crush those upcoming WECO, NICO, and JAMB exams. And hey, this is all brought to you by QandAHelp.com, which, by the way, takes all those scattered past questions and turns them into this perfectly organized, fully reviewed library. So let's just unravel today's biological puzzle together, shall we? Okay, so picture this. You're looking out over the sprawling, golden African savanna, right? It's this finely tuned, perfectly balanced ecosystem just teeming with life. But suddenly, out of nowhere, a deadly disease sweeps through the plains. Now, it doesn't affect everyone, but it completely throws off the entire balance of life. So the question is, who survives, who ends up thriving, and who is left struggling? To figure this all out, we're going to look at a truly brilliant past question from WAEC Biology. It's question 5, and it literally perfectly captures this exact dramatic scenario. Let's read the actual question together. It says, an ecosystem comprises an abundance of grasses, 120 antelopes, and 20 hyenas. What would likely happen to the ecosystem if 15 of the hyenas were killed by a disease? And they give us 4 options. A, increase in the population of grasses. B, increase in the number of antelopes. C, decrease in the number of antelopes. Or D, increase in the number of hyenas. Now, I want you to really look at those numbers. We're starting with tons of grass, 120 antelopes, and 20 hyenas. But then, tragedy strikes our hyena pack, and 15 of them are completely wiped out.
You know, to actually solve this, we can't just take a wild guess. We need to map out exactly who is eating whom. Step 1, we've got the grasses. Those are our producers. Step 2 brings in the antelopes, right, our primary consumers. And then step 3 features our hyenas, sitting right at the very top of this particular food chain as the predators. Everything here is intimately connected by the flow of energy.
And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates one of the coolest concepts in biology, the role of the population controller. See, in any healthy ecosystem, predators like our hyenas, they aren't just the villains of the story. They are absolutely vital natural regulators. They hunt the antelopes, which actually keeps the antelope population from exploding out of control. Think about it. Without predators, the prey would just keep multiplying and multiplying until they literally ate every last blade of grass, essentially destroying their own home. So yeah, the hyenas are essential for keeping the whole savanna in check.
But biology isn't just about drawing food webs. It's also about tracking populations. And this question gives us a very specific, catastrophic disruption. We started with 20 original hyenas patrolling this ecosystem. But then that deadly disease we mentioned hits them hard, and 15 of them are tragically killed off. So simple math here, we subtract the 15 that died from our original 20,
and that leaves us with just 5. Literally only 5 hyenas remain in this entire ecosystem. I really want you to visualize that drop for a second. That is a massive, incredibly sharp decline in the predator population. Almost all of the natural regulators of this savanna are just gone overnight. So let's compare the ecosystem before and after this event, because it's a real game changer. Before the disease, having 20 hyenas meant high predation, right? There was intense hunting pressure, and a lot of antelopes were being caught and eaten. That kept their numbers strictly in check. But then look at the after scenario. With only 5 hyenas left, there is a super low level of predation. The hunting pressure on the antelopes has basically just collapsed. And you can probably guess what happens next. It triggers a massive chain reaction. Step 1, we have significantly fewer hyenas. Step 2, that directly leads to way less predation. The antelopes just aren't being hunted at that same intense rate anymore. Step 3, because they aren't being hunted naturally, way more antelopes survive day to day. And finally, step 4, because all these extra antelopes are surviving and having babies, the overall antelope population drastically increases. Okay, let's take this logic and apply it to eliminate the wrong answers, which is a rock-solid test-taking habit, by the way. Option A says grasses will increase. Well, that's definitely incorrect. I mean, if there are more antelopes surviving, they're going to eat more grass, so grass would actually decrease. Option C suggests a decrease in antelopes. That totally contradicts our whole chain reaction, right? Less predation means more survival, not less. And option D suggests an increase in hyenas. Well, the question explicitly told us 15 hyenas died, so their population definitely decreased. No way it's D.
Which means the crucial takeaway here is that option B is our undeniably correct answer. Because the predator population dropped so dramatically, the prey population is totally freed from that hunting pressure. This allows the antelopes to really thrive and massively increase in number. It is just a perfect, textbook cause and effect relationship. Actually, I want you to burn this golden exam shortcut right into your memory. Consider this your ultimate rule of thumb for population dynamics. If the predator population decreases, the prey population increases. Conversely, if the predator population suddenly increases, the prey population is going to decrease. As long as the rest of the environment stays relatively stable, this inverse relationship will always guide you to the right answer. Just spot the predator, spot the prey, and apply the rule. Simple as that.
All right, quick quiz recap. Test your knowledge. Let's see if you can take that exact same logic we just used and apply it to a totally new ecosystem. Ready? Let's do it.
Here is quick quiz 1. We've got a brand new food chain for you. Grass to rabbit to fox. The question is, what happens to the rabbit population if most of the foxes die? Think back to our golden shortcut. The options are A, increases, B, decreases, C, disappears, or D, remains the same. Take a quick second, think about who the predator is and who is the prey here.
Well, if you chose A, you absolutely nailed it. It increases. The foxes are the predators here. So if most of the foxes die off, there's way less hunting pressure on the rabbits. Fewer foxes simply means fewer rabbits are getting eaten, so that rabbit population is completely free to multiply and increase. You've got this concept perfectly.
Now let's push this just one step further for quick quiz number 2. We're going back to our original savanna ecosystem. If the antelope population increases greatly because all the hyenas are gone, what might happen to the grasses next? A, the grasses decrease. B, grasses become predators. C, grasses eat antelopes. Or D, grasses remain unchanged. Just picture the physical impact of all those extra antelopes roaming the savanna. And the correct answer here is A, the grasses may decrease. This right here is the cascading effect of the food chain in action. Because we have a booming population of primary consumers, our antelopes, they are obviously going to need more food. They will heavily overgraze the savanna, eating up the producers, which directly leads to a decrease in the grass population. It's all one giant, delicate balancing act.
Which actually leaves us with a pretty provocative thought for you to ponder. If the grass population decreases so much that it practically disappears, what on earth do you think happens to our booming antelope population next? I mean, without their main food source, that initial population boom might just turn into a totally catastrophic crash. Nature is absolutely wild, isn't it? Listen, if you want to explore more deep dives like this, solve that next piece of the puzzle, and absolutely crush your exams, you need to head over to QandAHelp.com right now. They cover all subjects for WAEC, JAM, and NACO with this exact level of awesome, in-depth explanation. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an explainer. Keep studying, keep asking those great questions, and I will see you next time.